great to have a chance to talk to you, but kicking this off, I have an apology for you.
What is that?
I was supposed to be on your boat cruise and couldn't make it.
Yes, I know. It was such a fun time. We missed you.
I'm so sorry about that. How was that for you? I shouldn't even call it a boat cruise. That was like a freaking yacht, or what was that?
It was an awesome release party. It was super great to see everybody there and celebrate the release of my new song. I did a little performance, which was super cool. I did a stripped down version of a couple of my songs. So it was definitely fun, but you'll be there on the next one. Don't worry.
Okay, come on. I love how you're trying to downplay all this. How big was that freaking boat? Come on.
It was big. It's definitely the biggest boat that I've ever been on aside from a cruise. So it was
Oh,
it was big.
okay. And how many people were there, would you say?
Maybe like I would say close to 100, maybe a little bit more than 100.
Okay. And how was everybody dressed?
I kind of left it open. I was definitely in like an all white moment outfit,
Yeah.
cargo pants and all that. But honestly, everybody dressed like super cool, summer vibes and all
Yes.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. You thought it was lifestyles of the rich and famous going on that I was watching and what I saw on social media. I was just like, damn, and I couldn't make it down because I was stuck in a different town and everything and couldn't make it over. And
Yes.
even though it did start to rain a little bit, you still was able to pull it off. What do you think it is about you that rain or shine, no matter what the situation is, you're always going to make sure it's all about the performance and it's all about the fans?
Yes, well, honestly, I'm always there to perform. I'm there to show up and give it my all. And I think everybody was just super excited to hear my new single. Luckily, there was a little indoor area, so it was very intimate. Especially doing a little stripped down acoustic version. It was very intimate, and it was so great to have everybody together. So even though there was rain, it was a wonderful time. It was so much fun. And I think we got a little bit wet. Like some people were still even going outside. So, and I personally, I love rain. So yeah.
You know what's so funny is I'm having a chance. Like, this is the first time we're getting a chance to talk. It's only been like a few minutes, and you seem like this nice, down to earth kind of person. Follow you on social media, girl. You got attitude. You got big time attitude. Are we talking Jekyll and Hyde here when you are on stage or in front of fans, or and different from when you're relaxing at home, kind of thing?
Yes. Honestly, I've got a little spice. I like to call myself a little
A,
pepper.
a
Um,
little.
a little, I would say a little bit. It just it comes out. It's just who I am, especially when I get cheated on and I write a song, the spice comes out.
Guys, you heard the statement. Remember that. So treat the queen as a queen and never forget that. It's not just the fact that you're a queen. You're sort of like the triple threat because you act, you sing, you dance, you can do all these things. Where did this combination start for you?
Honestly, I come from a very musical family. My mom sings, my dad and my brother are super into instruments. They can play guitar, so we're always having jam sessions. I think it started and it really sprouted when I was really young. I was always singing with my mom, and she put me into dance lessons. I think when I was 3, I started in my little ballet, and it kind of all, sprouted from there. I was doing vocal lessons when I was very young, and it just all started from there. I was into theater. I've always been like super musical. I think it's just who I am as a person. And then I just started releasing music, and it's been super great to just, let everything out. I think music is a big part of me. So it's just very natural.
You talked about ballet. People don't
Yes.
realize, they always think about, okay, I need to do hip hop, I need to do modern dance or whatever. If there was ever a structured dance that is perfect for the core, the legs, the body, everything, personally, because I've known back in the 70s, football players actually would learn ballet to strengthen their legs and calves and core.
Yes.
Do you consider that?
Well, I will say I started ballet when I was probably about maybe 3, maybe 6 years old, and I stopped there. I didn't do ballet or dance ever again. I think I definitely found my way more into music. So I
Mhm.
don't dance anymore. I do kind of say maybe I have 2 left feet now, but I was a dancer when I was little.
But what I mean the more though is when I talk about the core singing, helping,
Yes.
strength, starting from there. So going from the ballet to singing,
Oh,
that's a
definitely.
good, structure to go into.
For sure. And I think that probably played a huge part in it, as well as like, doing vocal lessons from a very young age. You're trained to do that and you're trained
Right.
to sing from the core. So definitely I would say it had a huge part in music today and how I sing.
What kind of music were you listening to growing up and starting to develop for yourself?
Definitely pop music. I remember, and my parents tell me all the time when I was super young, sitting in the back of the car, every time the song Bad Day came on, I would sing to it. Honestly, any pop music, I always found a love for pop music. Mainstream radio music, I was always humming from a very young age. And I think I really fell in love with that. And I definitely, although I am in a very indie pop genre, I definitely take a lot of influence from pop music, old pop music and current pop music today.
So how do you make sure that you stand out from, say, the other artists? Because when you talk about pop, there's a lot of pop artists. There's a lot of pop Canadian artists. How do you stand out from the pack?
I think just being honest and natural and super authentic. Like a lot of the music that I write is about things that go on in my life. And I think listeners really connect to that and gravitate toward that. And I think it's really important as well because there's a lot of pop singers that, they write something and they go on TikTok and it blows up. And I definitely think, having meaning in your songs and it being really authentic will keep listeners listening. And, I get a lot of messages all the time from people saying, I listen to your song and I relate to it so much. And thank you so much for making this song. So I definitely think that like the way to stand out is just being honest and true and authentic. I mean, music's always been in my blood, so it's just been very natural to me. So I definitely think that's a very, very important part to being a musician for any musicians, even especially just starting out.
When you are creating music, what starts first? Is it the lyrics or the beats?
It depends. Sometimes I produce a very little bit. So sometimes I'll start with a loop and then I'll start humming some melodies and then write words. Sometimes I'll be sitting in my bathtub and I have like a crazy sentence and then I go over to my computer and start writing that first and then the music. So it all depends like, where I am creatively that day.
And you said that you're inspired by situations that have happened in your life. Has there ever been a point where you go, okay, I know I'm talking about me, but how do I make sure that this is going to be relating to other people? Even though that you've said that, people said, thank you so much for writing these songs.
Well, so for example, I released Hallie's song last summer, and that was about, one of my friends who moved away, and we really like just drifted apart. It was a very hard thing to deal with as, as a young girl, like losing your best friend. She had moved away, and a lot of people had messaged me and said, I lost a friend, or my friend passed away, and this really reminded me of losing this person. And people really connect to the music, especially with my new single. It's a breakup song. Anybody going through a breakup is going to listen to that and scream the words. And that's what I hope my listeners do. And I hope that my music, helps other people.
Now, before we get to that single, I want to talk about the acting too. How much acting are you doing now?
I'm definitely music only now. I'm definitely open to acting at any time, but I think it was definitely more of a younger thing when I was doing my dance and acting. That's kind of like where it started.
Would you?
So
But you said you would still like to. Maybe at some point, would you like to do some acting?
I'm definitely open to it. I would say, my little spice comes out. I can definitely act. That's for
I
sure.
was well, I was going to ask you then if you could have the perfect major role to act in, what would it be?
Honestly, I have a dream that there should be a show where it all starts about a musician starting from very young and, making it really big. I think there's a lot being a musician that's very behind the scenes that it would be probably very interesting for people to see. So my dream role is to be, main character on that show, Netflix series. I manifest it. Hopefully one day it happens.
I love how you made sure you said Netflix. Netflix, are you
Yes, are
listening?
you listening?
Well, we
Yeah.
all know that people are listening to your new single, so let's get to it. What is the name of the new single? You already mentioned what it was about, but I want you to mention it again. What's the new single and what is it about, please?
My new single is called Lame, and it all started when I got very brutally cheated on last Valentine's Day. My boyfriend had called me up and he was like, I'm really sorry, babe. I have a business meeting. It's really important. I'll take you out. I'll make it up to you tomorrow night. And, that night I was super bored. I had nothing to do on Valentine's Day. I was scrolling social media, seeing my friends out with their boyfriends. And I had come across this girl that I used to go to school with. And I was doing a little social media stalk, like we all do that, no shame. And I saw this picture updated 5 minutes ago. I honestly call it fate. It was 5 minutes ago updated, a photo of my boyfriend and this girl that I used to go to high school with. And there it was, just right in front of my face. They were out for dinner together, and all I could do was just go into my room and write a song about it. I was so angry, I was so upset, but that's what Lame is about, and I hope anybody can relate to it.
Okay, you cannot throw a story out there like that and not give us some more details. So I'm going to play Dr. Phil here right now
Yes,
because,
go for it.
okay, so you find out about this. Did you have any inkling going with this guy beforehand? Did you have any clue anything was going, something ain't right here?
No, I think I think we all grow as people, and I was probably definitely blind to a lot of things. And I think in like people's relationships, oftentimes people are very blind to things.
Mm-hmm.
You only see people's true colors when it comes out later. We were together for like a long time. He was my boyfriend, right? So to see this was just like, what? Like I was so confused. And then you also get like so many thoughts, like, how long has this been going on for? Is there
Right.
other people? Were there other people, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So honestly, there's a lot of unknowns, but I definitely think there was a lot of influence of that. So craziness.
Okay. So, second question. You
Yes.
see this, you find out this is going on. What did you do afterwards? Okay, like, oh, sorry. When I say that,
You want to know
you
what I
wrote
did?
the song.
I
We
wrote the
wrote,
song.
yeah, you wrote the song, but I mean in connecting with him. And did you connect with her also?
So how I resolved the situation was I just took a screenshot of that photo. There was no fight. There was nothing. I just sent it off to him, and that was the end of that.
So he wasn't even man enough to answer it or even explain himself.
Oh, he was trying to. He told me that he took her out to break up with her. I was like, she looked very happy in those photos. So he was trying
Wait,
to
wait,
cover.
wait a second. He
Yeah,
said that he went out with her to break up with her,
on Valentine's
but
Day. Yeah.
to break up with her, that means he was going out with her while going out with you.
Right,
Did he
correct. So I
realize
was
what he
like,
said?
yeah, I was like, your cover up story is a lot worse now because there's a lot that just came out of this now. So
Oh my goodness. So you have the song. Has he said, or either one of them, have they said anything about the song or?
I think that girl did reach out to me.
Mhm.
I think we both didn't really know about each other, right? And she had reached out to me and she was like asking like a bunch of questions and like try to stay out of all the drama. But I know she knows that I was writing a song about him because I had put a little teaser of it on TikTok and it kind of blew up. So it was in a lot of people's faces. I think he also knew about it because he had sent me a message saying, if you write a song about me, I will sue you. So I wrote a song about him,
He can't
but
sue you.
yeah, he can't sue. No.
What's he think? Taylor Swift's been doing this kind of stuff for years.
Yeah.
Artists have been doing this stuff for years.
Yeah.
So how can he turn around and say he's such an so he causes the problem
Yeah.
between two women
Yes.
and now he doesn't want to be called out, so he's going to sue everybody.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
You got a
It's mind
second
boggling.
song. You got a second song right there.
Oh, 100%. I could do a whole EP on this man.
Oh my goodness. So, what is the moral of this story, do you think?
The moral of this story is I wrote this song truly because I was genuinely upset, and it was honestly something that I've never gone through. I've never gone through a breakup like this or been cheated on in my entire life. And the moral of this was just I wanted to create a song where everybody could scream out the words, because right after I had, demoed that song, I was screaming out the words. I was listening to that song because, to cope with this breakup, right? So definitely the moral is guys are very sus. You never know what's going down behind the scenes, but you can always scream lame if something does go down and scream the words to it and help you cope.
And I gotta ask, do you have any messages for the next guy who wants to date you?
I will write a song about you. Hell yeah. If you do me dirty, I will write a song about you. But there's no hate in that. That's just because it's who I am and that's my outlet.
There we go. Any shows coming up? And also, are we going to be working on an EP or an album in the future?
Definitely. I'm sitting on so much music, and I think as I get into more sessions, there's just so much music where, I'm trying to figure out like what's really true to me. I'm always creating, right? But I want to put out for my listeners like the best music that they can relate to. So definitely always working towards that and releasing new music. And in terms of shows, always doing shows, upcoming shows. I will probably have some coming out, so I will keep y'all updated on that, but always releasing new music.
Fantastic. Zoe, I gotta say, an amazing story. Thank you for being so open with us,
Yes.
with not just your music, but your life and everything that's going on. And I cannot wait to hear what else you're going to be doing. So this is amazing. Again, congratulations on the music and
Yeah.
congratulations on the career.
Thank you so much.